Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'll be reviewing the final Bridgerton book, Bridgerton Happily Ever After. It is book number 9 in the series of 9 books. This book is written by Julia Quinn and has 374 pages, so let's get to the review. The characters in this book are all the Bridgerton siblings, their spouses, and their future children, as well as Lady Bridgerton. This book is divided into 9 parts for each sibling and a final part for Lady Bridgerton. It's about what happens next after the end of each book, so let's review part by part. The first part is the second epilogue of The Duke and I, which involves Daphne and Simon, the Duke and Duchess of Hastings. This part is about Daphne realizing that she's pregnant at the age of 41 years old to her surprise after a long gap of her last pregnancy. And we also get to see Simon finally reading his father's letters. Simon also helps Penelope and Colin, who visit, with their 3-year-old son who can't speak. He can understand what people are saying, but he can't speak. Simon decides to help them, as Simon has had stutter issues when he was a young boy as well. The second part, which is the next part, is the second epilogue of The Viscount Who Loved Me. The Bridgertons all gather for a competitive Pall Mall match. Kate and Anthony try to trick each other to get the winning mallet, which is the mallet of death. You get to see how competitive the Bridgertons get, even when all of them are grown up, and you also get to see who's the winner of this Pall Mall match. Part number 3 is the next epilogue of An Offer from a Gentleman, involving Sophie and Benedict, but it's not really about them. It's about Sophie's stepsister, Posy. In the book, Lady Bridgerton took her under her wing after Sophie married Benedict. So Sophie and Benedict decide to take charge of Posy's wedding, who ends up happily ever after. The fourth part of the book is an epilogue of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. The story shows how Eloise finds out that Penelope is Lady Whistledown, to which Lady Bridgerton, Hyacinth, and Eloise write letters to her. Lady Bridgerton forgives her, Hyacinth wrote sweet things to Penelope, and Eloise said that she's going to even the score. I'm guessing it's finally dragging Penelope to the Pall Mall match, which she's never taken part in. Part number 5 is after the book, To Sir Philip with Love. We get to see Eloise and Philip's life through Amanda, who is Philip's daughter and Eloise's stepdaughter. We get to see their life through her eyes. Amanda wants to forget the memories she had with her own mom, Marina, who killed herself. She ends up happily married too, so this story is about how she ends up getting married. Part number 6 is a very heartbreakingly beautiful part of When He Was Wicked. It shows Francesca, who struggles with infertility. She watches her sister and sister-in-law get pregnant easily. It's only after 4 years that she and Michael Sterling have a kid. They end up having 2. I like the part where she has a one-on-one talk with her mother about it. It was really sweet. This is like the most sweetest and touchy-feely part of all. Part number 7 is the really funny one. This is about how Hyacinth tries to find the jewels that was hidden in the St. Clair house. We know from the book It's in His Kiss that Isabella, Hyacinth's daughter, found the jewels but kept it back and never told her parents about it. So we get to see how Hyacinth finally finds it after 16 years of snooping around. Part number 8 is about what happens after the book On the Way to the Wedding. The story begins with Lucy being pregnant with twins, to her and Gregory's surprise. The story shows how they end up naming all of their 9 kids. Hint, it's not alphabetical. The final part of the book is Violet in Bloom. This part shows Lady Bridgerton, or as she was younger, Violet Ledger, as a child all the way to her old age in different scenes. The first scene is about her when she was young, next when she was in her teenage years and she was in the society debuting as a debutante. Then she was getting married to Edmund Bridgerton, which follows by the death of him and the birth of Hyacinth. We also get to see her in her later years and when she talked to Daphne about why she never remarried. I liked how the author made us revisit each story. There's like a summary of each story before each epilogue that summarizes the end of the book, just to help us remember and refresh on what happens at the end before reading. My favorite would definitely be Violet in Bloom. She told Daphne that she never found anyone who could love her as much as Edmund did, and that she would not settle for less. She said, I quote the book, Life without your father hasn't always been easy, but it was always worth it. Always. It shows how much her love is for Edmund, despite being dead for decades, and we can also see from that story that Edmund really loved her instead of just marrying her just for heirs and children. So that's the end of this video. I finally finished reviewing all of the Bridgerton books from 1 to 8 and Happily Ever After. I really truly loved all of them. I'll maybe do a tier ranking of all the books, which is my favorite, which I didn't like. And that's just a maybe since I don't know squat about tier ranking. I really enjoyed the Bridgerton series because it takes me back to the 1800s lifestyle and the Regency era of the aristocracy. I'll definitely be reviewing more books, so stay tuned for that. That's all for today. I'll see you soon. Bye!